There is a strange belief in this world that strength means holding on to people, holding on to battles, holding on to pride, even when it poisons you. Most people believe that if they let go, they lose, but they misunderstand something fundamental. The strongest warriors in history were not those who fought every battle. They were the ones who knew which battles were beneath them. Walking away is not surrender, it is selection. The weak mind fears leaving, because leaving forces you to face a terrifying question. What happens when you no longer define yourself through struggle? Most people stay in toxic friendships, stay in arguments that lead nowhere, stay in environments that drain their spirit, not because they must, but because they are afraid of the silence that follows departure. Yet true power begins the moment you understand one thing. Your energy is finite. Every argument you entertain, every grudge you carry, every person who occupies your mind is a thief stealing from your potential. The disciplined mind learns a sacred rule. Not everything deserves your presence. Sometimes the most dangerous move you can make is simply standing up, turning around, and walking away without looking back. There is a reason this skill is rare. Walking away requires something most people lack: emotional independence. Humans are deeply wired to seek validation. We want closure. We want the last word. We want the other person to understand our side. But here is the quiet truth few accept. Most people will never understand you, not because they cannot, but because they do not want to. Understanding requires humility, and humility is a rare trait, so people stay trapped in endless explanations. They argue for hours, days, sometimes years, trying to convince someone who has already chosen not to listen. This is emotional imprisonment. A wise man eventually realizes something liberating. Closure is not given, it is taken. The moment you stop needing others to understand your decision, you become free. This is why calm individuals appear mysterious. They do not explain endlessly. They do not beg to be understood. They simply observe, decide, and leave, silently, without the desperate need to turn around for approval. There is something fascinating about human psychology. When you chase people, they feel powerful. When you argue, they feel important. When you defend yourself endlessly, they feel superior. But when you calmly walk away, something strange happens. The entire psychological dynamic reverses. Silence creates a vacuum, and the human mind hates vacuums. When you disappear from a situation without emotional chaos, people begin questioning themselves. Why didn't he react? Why didn't he fight back? Why was he able to leave so easily? Your calm exit becomes more powerful than any argument, because arguments feed the ego, but silence feeds curiosity, and curiosity is far more psychologically disruptive. This is why controlled individuals appear intimidating. They are not easily provoked. They are not easily trapped in pointless battles. They move with precision, and when something is beneath them, they leave without ceremony, without drama, without explanation. That kind of composure makes people uneasy, because it reveals a terrifying possibility. You are not controlled by them. Walking away without looking back requires a deeper discipline. Non-attachment. This does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. There is a difference. Most people attach their identity to outcomes. They need to win the argument. They need to be liked. They need to be understood. But when your identity depends on others, you become manipulable. Detachment removes that vulnerability. When you are not emotionally enslaved to outcomes, your decisions become clearer. You can leave toxic environments. You can abandon meaningless arguments. You can distance yourself from people who drain your spirit. And you can do it without guilt. This is the quiet strength few develop, because detachment feels lonely at first. The world teaches you that loyalty means endurance. But true loyalty has boundaries. Staying where you are disrespected is not loyalty. It is self-neglect. Walking away is not cruelty. Sometimes it is self-respect. The art of walking away without looking back is not about arrogance. It is about clarity. Clarity about your time. Clarity about your value. Clarity about where your energy belongs. When a man reaches this level of awareness, he stops chasing approval. He stops fighting pointless wars. He stops explaining himself to people committed to misunderstanding him. Instead, he moves quietly, like a shadow leaving a room. Those who notice may question it, Those who do not were never important, and perhaps the most powerful realization of all is that life becomes infinitely calmer when you stop trying to fix every situation. Some doors are meant to close, some people are meant to leave, some battles are meant to remain unfinished. The wise do not resist this, they accept it, and when the moment arrives, they rise from the table, turn away, and walk forward, without ever looking back,